Hello and welcome to the Global Pulse. The Oval Office became a battleground on February 28, 2025. Ukrainian President Zelenskyy met with US President Trump and VP Vance to discuss peace and a mineral rights deal. The meeting quickly devolved into a public spectacle of discord. The proposed deal aimed to leverage Ukraine's resources for US support. Trump saw it as a strategic opportunity, while Zelensky sought security guarantees. The meeting unraveled, exposing stark differences in their priorities, with Trump accusing Zelensky of ingratitude and disrespect. The abrupt end sent shockwaves through the international community. Rather than forging peace, the meeting deepened the divide. Fault lines exposed the mineral rights deal and its discontents. The deal, presented by the Trump administration as a mutually beneficial arrangement, aimed to grant the US preferential access to these valuable resources in exchange for continued military and financial support for Ukraine. This topic became a lightning rod for controversy, exposing the complexities and sensitivities surrounding Ukraine's natural resources. Zelensky, acutely aware of the historical precedent of powerful nations exploiting Ukraine's resources, approached the deal with a mixture of hope and apprehension. On one hand, the deal represented a potential lifeline for Ukraine, offering much-needed economic investment and strengthening ties with the United States. On the other hand, the deal raised concerns about sovereignty, economic dependence, and the potential for environmental degradation. The deal's collapse, precipitated by the acrimonious meeting between Trump and Zelensky, underscored the deep-seated mistrust and conflicting priorities that plagued the US-Ukraine relationship. Trump, operating from a transactional worldview, viewed the deal primarily through an economic lens, prioritizing American interests and seeking to maximize returns on investment. Zelensky, tasked with safeguarding his nation's future, sought a more comprehensive partnership, one that recognized Ukraine's agency and provided concrete security guarantees beyond economic incentives. The failed deal served as a stark reminder of the challenges inherent in navigating international relations, particularly when economic interests intersect with geopolitical ambitions and national security concerns. For Ukraine, the experience highlighted the need for a diversified approach to foreign policy, one that balances economic partnerships with strategic alliances and prioritizes long-term stability over short-term gains. Trump's tirade accusations and ultimatums. The Oval Office meeting, intended as a platform for diplomacy, devolved into a public spectacle as Trump unleashed a barrage of accusations and ultimatums directed at Zelensky. Trump, known for his transactional approach to foreign policy and his tendency to personalize international relations, reportedly accused Zelensky of ingratitude, claiming that the Ukrainian leader had failed to adequately acknowledge the billions of dollars in military and financial aid provided by the United States. Fueling Trump's ire was his perception that Zelensky was not sufficiently appreciative of American support and was jeopardizing US interests by refusing to acquiesce to the proposed mineral rights deal. Trump, accustomed to dictating terms in business negotiations, appeared to apply a similar approach to international diplomacy, viewing concessions as a sign of weakness and expecting unwavering loyalty from those who benefited from American generosity. Zelensky, thrust into the unenviable position of defending his nation's dignity while simultaneously seeking continued US support, found himself on the receiving end of Trump's tirade. Trump's accusations, delivered with characteristic bluster and hyperbole, ranged from questioning Zelensky's commitment to peace to insinuating that the Ukrainian leader was recklessly escalating the conflict with Russia. Trump's public dressing down of Zelensky, witnessed by a stunned international audience, sent shockwaves through the diplomatic community and raised serious concerns about the future of the US-Ukraine relationship. The president's actions, widely condemned as undiplomatic and counterproductive, served only to deepen the divide between the two countries, undermining efforts to find a peaceful resolution to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Zelensky's stand a defense of dignity and sovereignty. In the face of Trump's verbal onslaught, Zelensky, a former comedian thrust into the role of a wartime leader, exhibited a remarkable degree of composure and resolve, defending his nation's honor and asserting Ukraine's right to self-determination. Zelensky, acutely aware of the precarious position his country occupied, caught between Russian aggression and the vagaries of American foreign policy, refused to be bullied into accepting a deal that he believed would compromise Ukraine's sovereignty. Zelensky articulated the plight of the Ukrainian people, reminding the world that behind the geopolitical maneuvering and economic calculations lay real lives lost and futures shattered. Zelensky's measured response, devoid of overt anger or personal attacks, stood in stark contrast to Trump's bombastic pronouncements. He focused on conveying the gravity of the situation in Ukraine, highlighting the ongoing ceasefire violations perpetrated by Russia-backed forces, and emphasizing the need for concrete security guarantees, not just economic incentives. Zelensky's performance on the world stage earned him widespread praise for his composure. In conclusion, the strained interaction between Trump and Zelensky underscores the complexities of international diplomacy amid ongoing conflicts. Zelensky's leadership continues to be tested as Ukraine navigates its path toward peace and stability. With international diplomacy up in the air and tensions escalating, the future of the Ukraine war remains uncertain. As global alliances shift and political disputes unfold, what lies ahead for Ukraine and its leadership? Will Western support hold strong, or will new challenges emerge? Wait and watch. History is being written in real time. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.